Hey YouTube, I know it's been a while I haven't made you guys a video, and recently a couple videos that I've actually put up was of my son Aiden. Well, you guys, I don't know, last video I made you guys I was about 24 weeks, and I gave birth to my son at 29 weeks. So basically in this video I'm gonna tell you guys and explain what really happened and how it happened. Um so yeah. So what happened was on March 3rd, I actually had two appointments in Boston, in which I live in Massachusetts, and Boston is only couple minutes away from here, from where I live. So I had two doctor's appointments with my nephrology appointment, which is for my kidneys, and then my OB appointment with my doctor. Um, so I had, so I had my first appointment, my kidney doctor. So I'm really used to this since even when I was in dialysis, I had to get blood drawn and a urine sample. So my doctor looked at it and he noticed that I was swollen really bad. My face and my I was really bad. I felt like I was fat, but I was just really swollen from my pregnancy. And so my doctors also noticed that I had a lot of protein in my urine. So that's when he thought, oh, sorry, you guys. Um, he thought that I had preeclampsia. Um, I was aware that I was going to get, sorry, I was aware I was going to get preeclampsia. So even before I even had my son, I was going to get preeclampsia. So he told me, oh, come back in a couple days to see how it goes and see if it's gotten better. So then I rescheduled my appointment for a couple of days. So then I went to my OB doctor, and my OB doctor noticed that I was really badly swollen. So right away, right when she looked at me, she just thought, oh, preeclampsia. So I just smiled and I was like, yo, that's what my kidney doctor told me. I really was scared because I actually did not really want to stay in the hospital, since I've actually been seeing a lot of shows of women who get preeclampsia and have to stay in the hospital. So then, and guess what, you guys? I actually had to stay in the hospital. And so I spoke to her and I asked her, how long will I have to stay in the hospital? And she actually said, I might have to stay in the hospital till my due date. And let me tell you guys, I was in the hospital March 3rd, and my due date was May 16th. So you guys gotta think how, I was about to be in the hospital for at least 2.5 months. And I think I would have gone crazy. Um, so then I was admitted in the hospital. I had to stay. Um, they watched over me the doctors were really nice. And so they watched over me, and they noticed for like a couple minutes that I was admitted that I actually was getting high blood pressure. So I was getting high blood pressure, and they actually gave me a couple medications to lower my blood pressure, but nothing really worked. So then actually things got even more worse. My hearing, everything I heard, my doctors, I couldn't stand them. Like when they spoke, I felt so bad. I was like cursing at them, telling them to be quiet, and I feel so bad. So then I couldn't really see anything. Like I felt like I was going blind or something. And I was like fainting. So they noticed that I had hypertension and my preeclampsia. So then I also, guys, just remember, I forgot to tell this to you guys in this video. I actually have placenta previa. So with all that together, it was pretty bad, and I actually had to do an emergency C-section. The C-section was really not that bad. well, the worst thing that actually happened, what that I did not like, was the whole when they put the catheter in. I think that was the most worst part ever. But the whole experience with the C-section was not that bad at all. In which, you guys, I told you guys this before, that I was gonna have a C-section anyways, and it went really well. Um, so they told me if I didn't have my emergency C-section, it would be really bad for me and my son. It was basically life-threatening. So once they took me into the operating room, they got me set up. They put in my spinal medicine, in which it wasn't that bad. I felt like pressure on my back, but it wasn't even like I can't really. Oh, it didn't hurt, but it felt good at the same time. And the medicine, it kicked in right away once they actually put the numbing medicine in me, in which I didn't like. I tried to move my toes and I couldn't move them at all. So they set me up, put my medicine, and they're already ready. They were already ready, already cutting me up. And the whole time they were cutting me up, I was talking like normal with my mother, in which my mother actually had to stay. Well, my mother stayed with me since my boyfriend actually had to work the day after, and um, that night that I gave birth, to my son, my father, my brother, and his father, my son's father, came before he was out of my belly. So I felt really bad. So once they were cutting me open, um, I was talking, asking them if they were done, if they actually already got to the baby, if he was out, because I was scared. Like, I was praying that nothing happened, but I was scared if I didn't hear him, since I knew he was gonna be so small. So I got really, really scared. Sorry, you guys. So then, once they took on my son at 12:48 at night. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to find his pacifier, or maybe it's just quiet. So at 12:48 at night, he was born. Once I heard his crying, it was like the most wonderfulest thing. I just started tearing up. Like, I can't believe, like, he's mine. He came out of me. I had him for the past 7 months. So once they got him cleaned up, they took him to um, nurses, and they took him to a special care unit. And obviously I had to stay there until they closed me up, but I felt like they were taking forever trying to close me up. So I was asking, are you done yet? Are you done yet? Because all I wanted to do was see my son. So then once they closed me up, I saw my mom, I saw my dad, well, I didn't get to see my brother, but I got to see my boyfriend. And my boyfriend was actually with the baby. Once I came out of the operating room, they took me to the NICU to see the baby. And I just couldn't believe how tiny he was. He only weighed 2 pounds 6 ounces, and he was so tiny. He was only 16 inches. So he was pretty long for a preemie. So the whole experience with the C-section was really not that bad. And I'll actually show you guys how my son looked before how he is now. So let me get that picture. This was him before, with all that, with the CPAP and all those wires and all. It was like the most. I can't even explain how bad I felt once I saw my son with all those things on his body, on his tiny body. But I knew he was in good hands with all his doctors and all. So then, once I was already in the recovering room, before I already saw my son. After I was in the recovering room, I felt, well, I didn't really have much pain after I gave birth. I was actually walking the second day, and which is very surprising, which not much women would walk like the second day. they would be in pain with medications, but honestly, I wasn't even in much medications. They actually put me on medications in which to actually sleep, in which I didn't really want to fall asleep because all I wanted to see was see my son. So that's basically all. Um, I actually did not get the chance to breastfeed my son, but what we got the chance to do was he actually took my first, well, I pumped for the first time. I pumped and I gave him that milk. And since I couldn't give him my milk, there was this program which is women who, you know, if they lost a baby or if just in case they had extra milk, um, they actually had donor milk, which women would donate their milks for babies who need them. So my son was actually getting donor milk and my breast milk also from the beginning. But now, since he's a big boy at 7 pounds, 7 ounces, well, not 7 ounces, for about 3 ounces, 7 pounds, 3 ounces, um, he's taking a formula, and the formula that he's taking is called Similac Neosure, Neosure, 20, 22 cal, in which that makes him gain weight since he went from two, well, he lost, I forgot to tell you guys, once he was born at 2 pounds 6 ounces, he lost more weight, which was his water weight, which is what he had in um, the water that he had from me. So he weighed about one something. So he was pretty tiny and skinny, you guys. Um, so he's drinking Similac, Neosure, and we actually get help from a lot of from his case manager, from his insurance that we receive. We actually get a nurse to check up on him every week. Um, there's also another program for premature babies that's called intervention, and intervention basically will basically tell you what to expect for babies, how what they usually is supposed to be doing for each month what they grow. From example, um, the the ladies that came yesterday to my house, they checked him, and he actually has his mind, like physically, he has a mind of a 3 month old, and he's only 2 months old. Um, the way he drinks his milk is of a 2 month old. The way he plays and hears and sees is a 3 month old. So he came pretty long way from when he was born. Um, I'll if you guys want to have or speak with women who actually have preemies or experiencing that they think might have a preemie, there's also this program. I'm not sure, I'm sorry, you guys. I actually forgot, but I will put it in the bottom for you guys so you guys can look at it. Um, oh, Walk for Dimes, I think it's called. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'll make you guys another video so you guys can know how Mr. Aiden Jose de Jesus is doing. So he's pretty cranky. And so this is my baby, you guys. This is my angel. Hmm. Aiden, why are you crying? You shouldn't be crying. Alright, you guys. I'm gonna actually feed him because I think he's cranky because of that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.